Hi everyone, I'm Daniel, General Manager of the German AI Association. We represent 600 AI companies from Germany, like Black Forest Lab, Merantix, of course, DeepL, but to all the startups out there. So if you're interested in perhaps joining the German AI Association, it's for startups €100, not a month, a year. And so we would be very glad. We are over 600, but 750 would be nice. My bonus depends on it. So what does a general manager of an AI association does? So with Ubuntu, it's a little bit harder to scale around. So präsentieren. So, in January, I played Arc Raiders like a maniac. And I don't know who plays the games, you know, when you're topside and you're going down and you play with a team, you have like 15 minutes, 20 minutes between rounds because the inventory system is crazy. Yeah? And on my second screen, there's YouTube, and I saw a clip about OpenClaw, and I said, oh, okay, after the runs, I will do that. And guys and gals, I hate this word, you know, then, oh, it's a game changer. Freaking game changer, yeah? Because it really changed my life and my working life in a matter of only some weeks. So I started at home with a home lab with a mini PC, which is besides my television, and just did the first contact. I'm a big Star Trek fan, so each one of my bots has is Star Trek themed, but I did it via reverse proxy on a Raspberry Pi and a mini PC, which no real things. And if I can just have a show of hands, please, who has not installed OpenClaw at the moment? Okay, well, yeah, it's cool. Inform yourself. So, just the basics. So I installed it locally, and you can communicate it with it on Discord, on Slack, on WhatsApp, or on Telegram. My preferred way is Discord, and then the journey started. What also really changed, as you can see, I like to talk, I don't like to write. The hold to talk button, oh my God, yeah, on Linux and Whisper really changed it, and I always give my commands through there. In the beginning, you have like a super intelligent studentischer Mitarbeiter, yeah, and really intelligent, but hasn't got a clue what's going on. Yeah, you start with someone like that. And then you do make this task, and he does it okay, but you have to tell him, okay, don't go there, don't go there. But you have also config crashes I had, and Claude Code was in the side of debugging it in the beginning and stuff like that. But what it really does is you can define how it can support you. And I will show some points how it's done. With the time, I did a council model. I have 5 models talking to each other. And since I did that, the results were like 2x, 3x better on the thing. And of course, the memory system, which is, it has some kind of persistent memory, yeah, but you have to say, I do, after each task, I write checkpoint, yeah, and then he remembers, or he writes down in an MD file what is going on. And for that, let's go to that. So, for example, one of the historic errors we did in the German AI Association was that when you get be a member, the only information that we ask you is your name, your email address, your website, and your bank account, of course. And for that, we don't know what the companies are really doing. So I asked OpenClaw, here's the Excel without the banking accounts. Can you scrape all the websites from our members and associations? And the first time it went terribly wrong. On the second time, it did really good. And then I was finished like at 11:30 p.m. and I said, okay, that's it, I'm going to bed. And then he says, can I make an interactive website for you? Proactively? Yeah. Yeah. So I said, yeah, please do. And I thought it would take a while. And I really hope, yeah. And before finishing brushing my freaking teeth, he said, I'm finished. Herzlich willkommen zur interaktiven Webseite auf KI Bundesverband. And not only by things, you can do it by branches. He did what they're doing from where to there. And weeks it would have costed to do this with people doing this and researching it and stuff like that. Well, then I said, okay, if you can do that, because of course KI Bundesverband as a representative, of course, we're, let's be honest, lobbyists. Yeah? So I asked them, yeah, please, can you do the Digitalministerium? And then he did that for me. Which departments are necessary for me and stuff like that. And I said to him, okay, if you can do that, then there's the Ausschuss für Digitales, and he did that. And that the Greens are green and the CDU is black and the SPD is red, he did that. Yeah, he got a style sheet from my side, but that was it. And then I asked in the second iteration, hey, can you give me the positions of the members of parliament, what their views are on AI and digitalization and stuff like that? Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Position, Ralf Brinkhaus, stuff like that. And now I'm asking him every 2 weeks to rescan the speeches, the press releases and stuff like that. So, not making too long, which blew me away also was the AI Act graph. So there I have to move. So in this sense, the AI Act is a very important, I think you all know it, and I said, okay, I want the AI Act as a graph. So for example, this is Article 5, now you see which other articles are implied on that, that's a graphical gimmick, I get it. But on the other hand, I asked him, can you do a startup check for all the startups in our association, which article depends on what? I can go on and go on and go on, I won't take too much of your time. But this is it. I did the invoicing in my company, and now in tests, does it automatically. He does the policy mapping. He does a funding database and stuff like that. And I'm not a coder. I'm a nerd. Yeah, okay. But on this case, and I do it all mit Schwäbisch. Yeah, I can do this with my language. Yeah, and this is yeah, and this is. The point is, and yeah, so I deployed now in the office, yeah, specialized bots for policy, HR, finance, and social, and the main one, yeah, and on this sense, and it works, and I have them into containers, and now I'm rolling it out to the employees of the German AI Association to get to work with it, and. For example, I did newsletter optimization. He did that. He made suggestions. He changed the graphics. And from the January to the February, where we did it with OpenClaw, we had a 10% higher opening rate. Yeah? And I would just want to say, the possibilities, as you will surely see, are endless. But you can specialize the needs. For example, last example, we use in the association HubSpot. We pay 250 euros for HubSpot. 90% of the software we never use. The 10% we want to use, only 60% works like we want to do. But you can tailor your bot or your agent for yourself, for your use case, for another use case, for a Handwerksbetrieb, whatever. And it's possible. There is definitely the point that, of course, in the press releases, oh, it's super insecure and stuff like that. If you put your credit card information in OpenClaw and open it into a cloud via an public available IP address, I wouldn't say you should not vote, but but please, yeah, this is not the point. This is a chance. This is a chance for governments, for administrations to do tailored exactly points on that. It's a chance for everyone here, I think, to do that. And it's been a hell of a ride. I'm going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning each night and doing that. I know I have problems. But I just want to say, please join us on this ride. If you're interested in anything related to KI Bundesverband, by the way, please get yourself involved. We are here with two persons on our side, and I thank you very much for your attention. So, and now I have the pleasure to introduce the member of the board of KI Bundesverband and also a fellow Clawian or crustacean. I want to say, please say hello to Philipp Möller.
Thank you very much. It'll only be a minute. There you go. Sure. God. All right. Yeah. Let's see, does this work? Yes. Please. All right. Hello, good evening, and welcome also from my side. My name is Philipp. As Daniel said, I have the honor of serving on the board of the AI Association. I'm also a founder of the association and another company. Anyways, I want to say a big thank you to our friends at Merantix for having us this evening and providing, food and shelter for all of us. And also thank you to the entire AI Association team who did all of this for you. So awesome! Thank you very much. I think I'm gonna keep it short from my side. I just want to tell you how awesome the AI Association is, and that you all should be members. And come find us right after. I'm more than happy to talk to you. Let's see, can you do that? Yes. And also, I will share a little thing that I did with Claw. I mean, probably you know this. OpenClaw is awesome. It's from Europe. It does all the crazy things that Daniel did and much more. Like I think all of you will tell us in a second. It's also the fastest growing open source software ever by a long shot, and probably soon the most starred one in history ever. I think one thing that it does also is that it from a UX perspective, it invites more people into using models that are obviously becoming much better every day and every week, and much more efficient. But I think a lot of people still, maybe not a huge percentage here, but a huge sort of percentage of the population is still hesitant and is still wondering, what the hell is Claude code and what is a terminal and so forth. And I think for these people, that can be like a leap. But you still need a terminal and everything like that. So one thing that I did is I put it on the cloud and tried to make it even easier for people to use it, install it, be sort of sane defaults, VPS. You don't need an API key and things like that. So it's one of these hosting services. It's working well. A couple dozen people are using it. It's called BlitzClaw. You get $5 that sign up. But I think it's been interesting to kind of see my father-in-law use it, who's like 70, and it's like, what is this? What is Claude? What is, and just sort of, if you put it in front of them and if you make it really easy and if you encourage them, try this, try that, try this, they freak out. It's like, nobody goes to sleep anymore. And I think, it's good if we have more of that. There's some nice features in there, where you can share secrets, and I'm happy to tell you after. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for coming. I'm looking forward to all our speakers tonight, and let's have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Philipp. So guys, now we go to the presentations. So the winner gets 1,000 euros. We will do it, you get the presentations. Afterwards, we will do it via clapping, and I hope then it will be clear who wins the prize today. And in the beginning, I want to say, please give a hand to Daniel Höpfner for his LinkedIn bot. 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm the CEO and co-CEO of the company from Philipp. And as he set up the BlitzClaw, I was once a user which he has in mind, because my last time where I had code in my hand is 25 years ago. I'm typically an investor manager. I have a venture capital fund. And but I was so impressed as saw what is possible in not in April, in January, that he set it up, and then we made some tests, and then I decided I would like to use it by myself, and I would like to demonstrate a pretty easy use case which I developed, and it's really funny by myself, and because we were on a huge exhibition last week, yeah. And we had the typical challenge of an exhibition is you get all this, sorry for that, you get all the business card and stuff like that, and the question is how you handle business card, how you follow up, how to make it work on LinkedIn and stuff like that. And then I developed by myself, and then to be honest, I'm a little bit proud about that. Share my screen, perfect. A small and easy bot on Telegram, and I would like to show you how it works. Usually, you get a business card on an event like this, and then the idea is pretty simple. You make a picture, and then without any further comments, you make an upload. And what he's doing in the moment now, he is hopefully recognizing the picture and the data. He's looking up on LinkedIn if I'm already connected with this guy or not. Then he make, as usually it takes 10 seconds, then he make a recommendation, shall I add him or not? And he gives me 10 seconds that I have to wait for 10 seconds. If I'm not reacting on that, then he follows on, and then he added the guy on LinkedIn, like this one. Now he gives me the name. He make a recommendation what he's writing. Beste Grüße, Daniel Höpfner. I can click on LinkedIn. Hopefully perfect demonstration. Usually, as I'm not connected, hopefully with this guy. Yeah. Okay, I'm not connected. After 10 seconds, we can wait. He will make an automatically connect. Afterwards, we have a little bit to wait. Afterwards, he grabs the picture from LinkedIn, takes all additional information from LinkedIn. He edits in a vCard file, means he creates also a vCard file. And he gives me the vCard file via Telegram. Then I can download it directly in my phone. Means I have picture, all additional information from LinkedIn, from the business card.
Time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay, then I have it already as a vCard file. He downloads on my laptop. He connects on LinkedIn, and he puts in my CRM. Means pretty easy, slim, but easy to use business case. And maybe later you will see it, but I can show it later that it really works. It's pretty fun.
All right, thank you so much. Any questions for Daniel? Do we see any hands? Anyone? Ah, yeah. Okay. Wait. I'm coming. Ich halt's.
Hi. Thank you for the presentation. Just a quick question. Terms and conditions, LinkedIn. Do you need to allow the bot something, pay LinkedIn? I think they're very restrictive conditions on saying no bots.
True.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, no risk, no fun.
Hi, yeah, thanks for the presentation. I'm wondering, how does the auth work on the LinkedIn side? Is it literally controlling a desktop where you're logged in somewhere, or is it through the API?
Thank you.
Good question. It's a headless browser what we are using, and funny enough, we had to, or I had to add a different bot in between because it's called two catcher, where you can pay €10 per month and then you get 1,000 captures, and then he's using that every day at least one time that I'm already logged in the system. Yeah.
Any further questions? Yeah. Okay. Well, wait. There in the back. See it, Arantxa? Yeah. Thanks.
Coming back to the security question, actually, because if you use a headless browser like Selenium, what happens is a lot of the times the movements are very linear, especially with the cursor, and that can make it detect like a bot. And I've almost gotten my account banned because of that. So yeah, just watch out.
Yeah.
Probably you're right, and I have to take a look on that. But the idea is only to try it, right? And how it works, and it works. And here you see that the vCard is downloaded already. Is it a business case? I doubt, yeah. But it's for me, it was for us, for the company, and we use it with 200 business cards, and it works pretty well.
All right. Thank you so much, Daniel. So, the next, it's called BerlinPulse, and please give a hand to Wu. So he will connect. There's the mic.
Okay, so good evening, guys. My name is Wu. Currently, I'm doing a master in data science at Freie University Berlin, and it is such a great honor for me to be here, show you guys my project. I call it BerlinPulse, which is kind of real-time heartbeat of Berlin's. I'll explain it later. So I'm going to walk you guys through the whole project, the motivation, how I came up with this idea, and end up with a short demo. Okay, so the motivation behind this, like I noticed in Berlin, public transportations are managed by several service providers, which are BVG, S-Bahn Berlin, and DB. And due to weather, constructions, or maybe other factors, there might be some disruptions in trains, buses, or even no services on strike days. I believe that all of you guys have experienced all of this, especially the last winter or like the last strike, the last week's strike. And I also noticed that the trains sometimes do not run its whole route, but just only one part of it. And there are some changes in the bus stops also. So combined with the lack of information, and that makes a lot of inconvenience for passengers. So I came up with an idea to build an MCP server that gives AI assistant real-time access to Berlin transit data, which are delays, cancellations, strikes, and even route planning via natural language. And I integrated it into OpenClaw, so users can query and interact with live transit information through a chat interface, or even with their phone, with their preferable messaging platform. Okay, so let's come to the short demo. So I use Telegram here. So the first thing, okay, the question I enter for the bot is like, are there any disruptions in urban lines? So give me information for all lines from U1 to U9. So the bot is responding. Okay, so for today, all lines are normal. And
Shocking. Really shocking.
okay. So let's try with this message. Like, this is the route from my home to my gym, and I want to go to U-Out Mariendorf from S Marienfelder, and show me the route. Okay, so the answer will be like it shows some options for the available routes and also like some notification about moved stop, like the bus M77 stop at as Marienfelde is relocated. So it notifies the user to look for temporary signage nearby. You guys can even subscribe for your preferable transportation service, or even your route to your office or your university. Like I say U2 and S2 for myself, and you will have the alerts whenever there are some disruptions on those lines.
Time.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much. Questions. Number one, I've seen.
Hello. Why have you decided to use MCP? Because the recommendation from Peter is to use skills, and it's going to be like very much efficient in terms of context size.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Like to be honest, like I came up with this idea like as my self-taught project. So I did some research and I saw there are some API provided by BVG, VBB, and DB, and I think maybe we can use those API to do a MCP server. And I want to do a practical project using MCP server for myself. Yeah.
Thank you. Any further questions? Everyone in Schienenersatzverkehr? Okay. All right. Yeah, here's a question. Yeah. One second.
So is this public, or can other people use this as well? Or is this for yourself?
Like for the moment, I think this is just for myself. I haven't deployed or published it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Woo.
Thank you guys so much.
Next in line, ladies and gentlemen, WebOps agent Sergey. Please come to the floor and give him a nice little hand, please, to Sergey.
Hello. Hi. Okay. So to start my demo, I always take like one picture because this is to show, to demonstrate. So if you don't like pictures, just look away, please. I will just shoot one, and this goes straight to my bot. So this is why I had to do it, to I can show you live what's going on, and then I start my presentation. So let me message my bot very quickly with this picture. Okay, and then I will show you also what I shared to my bot just in a minute. Okay, cool. Well, hello, my name is Sergey, or Serge, and OpenClaw also blew up my mind. After installing it, I saw a very clear use case for it, for websites operations, basically, to automate this. And I used it to solve the following kind of pain point, and I'm just showing you very short presentation, which was, by the way, also created by the OpenClaw directly on the web. It's pretty cool. It suggested me just, hey, why do you use PowerPoint? Just use it directly on the web. Basically, the idea is to create websites that grow themselves. And usually your website always needs constant attention, so blog posts, SEO fixes, ranking checks, technical audits, and most websites fall behind because nobody has the time for it, or like nobody has the time to pay the SEO agency. And this agent with OpenClaw, it's basically an agent that never stops working. It can write your blog posts to look for technical SEO problems and fix them, and that every single day. And basically here's some of the examples. By the way, there's also, again, everything which is done by my bot. So just ask it, hey, can you list the things which you are doing right now for me? And those are the things. And I think this is pretty cool. Like you have the technical SEO going on, index submission reports, rank tracking, SEO content. And one of my clients, we will be able to grow to those rankings in 8 weeks. So it's pretty cool. How it runs is basically it uses Next.js to build your website and connects it to OpenClaw because it has all of this locally on the system. So basically OpenClaw has access to the entire website code and can manipulate it however it wants. Then I connect the entire thing to GitHub and then to Vercel to deploy it in one run. So because it's on GitHub, you can also go back and revert any change. And I think this is therefore very easy to fix any mistake if there is like some bot, let's say, hallucination you don't like. Yeah, well, let me show you the demo now. So this is my Telegram. So I hope you can see it. Yeah, so I just sent it the message. And this was my message. I'm at this event right now. I shared a Luma link, as you can see here. And yeah, wait, let me just quit this. So, okay, so it's a bit more clean. Exactly, and in 30 seconds, it went live. So basically with our picture, and let me demonstrate this to you. This is one of my websites, which is managed by the bot. And this is basically the blog post, as you can see. It's already here, it's in English, and also in German. Yeah, so at the same time, it developed all those things, taking the description from Luma, taking the SEO and marketing skill which I installed, and there I can show you more. But basically, if there are questions, I have like some routines here how to install skills. I use ClawHub to extract them, then make my own local version of it. I'm happy to tell you more in the Q&A. And yeah, basically this is what my bot does, and I just wanted to show you a quick. Basically, I do a lot with my bot, as you can see. But every day, for one of my clients, I get this SEO daily reports. So let me, oops. So this is the report, and it tracks the keywords. It checks the competition. For example, here, a couple of one of my client, and then it also automatically does the work. And you can see here, it created this new FAQ entry today. So I haven't checked it yet, so we can check it out together. So I just copy it, and obviously I know like the domain name in this case is this one, and I just attach this, and we can see it created this FAQ page all by itself. And I think this is pretty impressive, specifically when you don't have the time or the money for run an SEO agency or a team. That's my demo, and if you want something like that, feel free to scan this QR code. It's by the way directly connected to my bot, so I will get a message right away. If you sign up now, you will see your message popping up on Telegram right away. So there's no database, it goes directly to my Telegram, to my bot.
Thank you, Sergey. Wow. Nice. Any questions for Sergey? Yes, please. Coming around.
Thank you. 2 questions. First one, have you monitored the quality of the content, especially in niche industry? Second question, how about the backlinks? Does the AI bots automate them part already?
Yes, so for now I'm only, I started doing this in February, so it's just like properly in February, so I only have a couple of clients, right? So they usually manually check the work. So they go and actually check this FAQ entry, and because they're from the industry, they can correct it. So often I see my clients basically, this is also the cool thing, have it all on GitHub. So when my client uses it also through Telegram, I can see their changes on GitHub and what they did. And usually they correct some things because they are not that happy with the quality because it's still prompting, right? So if each industry needs something special, but it gets better. And of course, the more data you give to it, so I connected it with Google Search Console, with Google Analytics, with Ahrefs, and with data for SEO, the more data you feed it, the better it can iterate, right? So this is the question 1. So basically, for now, the clients monitor it themselves because yeah, they're also not trusting it completely yet. And the second question, can you repeat quickly? Backlinks. Yes, backlinks is on my to-do list, basically. I'm right now evaluating a couple of services where you can just, through API, submit your requests and they place you at the right positions. Exactly. So this is something I have on the next, because this is off-site. I'm focusing right now on on-site. And it's actually pretty good because in terms of technical SEO, as you can see, first of all, I have like very high scores when you check it, like it's one of my projects. And also here, like when you use hrefs, I can reach the maximum amount of points because the bot has the control from the entire code. It can basically manipulate everything to make it work. So yeah.
Thank you. Next question.
My question is, what about the strategy? Because when you have a website, you need to have a strategy to attract the right audience. So what about the strategy? So how do you make sure that the bot create the type of content people actually want? Because you can publish 1,000 articles, but what about the quality, especially with Google de-indexing a lot of AI websites? So how do you make sure that after 6 months, your website won't be de-indexed? What is the quality actually?
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, in the beginning, I'm using this SEO marketing skill, which walks you from tons of questions about your company, about your ICP, about like your tone of voice. So you feed this first, right? So it always basically the soul. And so I'm using OpenClaw entirely only for this website project. So it means that entire identity of this OpenClaw is to be your SEO specialist exactly for this project. So its soul and its memories, everything is just all evolves around being like the best content and like creating the best for this one thing. So once it's locked in, it tries to, like every time it creates new content, it tries to accompany, like basically follow the rules which you established in terms of tone of voice and who are you addressing. But regarding like if Google will derank it at some point, nobody can guarantee. It's just recently they deranked a lot of those websites which been using AI to generate tons of content. So you cannot guarantee this. What this can guarantee to you is basically in terms of technicality, like you have the website which just will be clean and built properly. Everything in terms of meta text is correct. So this you can be sure of. But in terms of if you will get ranked or deranked, nobody can promise this, right? So it's just try and error. So I can just do the best practices, but in terms of like guaranteeing like being number one, I cannot. Nobody can, I think. So it's a cat and mice game.
All right, we have a question here in the back, and then we Geduld.
Yeah, so 2 questions. First is about the verification level. So you've mentioned that currently the content is reviewed by a human. Do you track those changes to introduce a verification level, like automated one in the future? That's my first question. And second, you've mentioned the identity MD, but I'm curious about the user MD because I wonder if your customers are from different areas, then who is the user for that skill or for the flow in general?
Yeah. So because I'm using GitHub and Vercel, there is, I don't use it, but you can enable a staging environment. So everything which you do first goes on staging, and then you actually need actively to approve it to go live. So for now, my clients don't use it. They just go straight live, and then they basically iterate right on the live website because, you know, it still takes a while until Google indexes your page. So for them, that's not a problem. But let's say if you have thousands of pages, obviously you can introduce the staging environment, no problem at all. It's already built in, having this GitHub and Vercel pipeline. It's, again, like infrastructure I'm using to host this. And the second question, I have 1 OpenClaw per project. So this is what I also was explaining before to the question. So basically, this entire identity of this project is just, hey, I have this, what I had like Albany as an example. So this one user is just, yeah, I'm your SEO expert. I'm working on the website. I'm your web developer, SEO guy, marketing guy, but I'm only working for Albany. So it's how I do it. I even actually install a separate VPS server for each client to have completely separation between them. Yeah.
Thank you. So one of the last questions for this round.
Yeah, the technique is very impressive. My question is, the AI Act tells that it's not allowed to have an agentic system running without any human in the loop. So my question is, how can you control your agents, and how can you have a look at what is going on there before it is being on the web?
Yes, so as I mentioned before, I have it all on GitHub. So basically, if you, I'm showing you right now this project, so you can see the repository, like the commits. So basically, each one you can see what happened exactly here. So first of all, you have a description, what exactly was executed, and second, you actually see all the changes here. So I made it in the way that, like basically every time bot changes anything, you can see it here. So this is how you can control what is going on. If you, again, don't want it to be published, I mentioned before, you can have a staging environment where you basically just say, hey, I need to prove this first, and click on approve before it goes live. So this is, I just don't use it right now because my clients don't want it, they want directly, because for them the magic is, hey, I just used some voice message and something happened, and I think this is the beauty of it. It's the same also what I showed here with this blog post, right? I just did it with a picture here, it's live already, but now I could keep adding things just by giving it voice messages and say, hey, I just met this person, we talked about this, and then it will just update live the blog. I think this is the beauty of it.
Thank you so much, Sergey. Give it a hand. Thank you so much. And the next one from Noopolis, it's Juan. Give him a warm round of applause, please.
So, hello everybody. I'm going to present you with an MVP. MVP, an idea. Let's see how it goes. So, Noopolis. Noopolis is a governance system for these new autonomous agents that started to pop up. Agents have been around for, maybe 2 years, 1 year, 2 years for the ones that we have been working on this. But now, suddenly, anybody can have one because you have this package of OpenClaw, right? So what we have is autonomous agents. They are everywhere. They can be deployed anywhere in the cloud, or you can even have them in your phone or in your machine. But there isn't any kind of governance layer, right? That you can share something that they all share, like us. For example, we share like culture, a constitution, something that it's in all of our heads, let's say. So first of all, let's put the word here. When CloudBot appeared back in December, they called it CloudBot. It had all of this issue with the naming because it was similar to Cloud, etc. So then they changed it to Molbot, and then that's when it picked up, and then people started to name things. So for example, Moltbook, I don't know if you saw that, the social network. Then they called it OpenClaw. But you know, in Reddit they call them clankers, like to the bots. So I think it sounds a bit harsh. I like to call them multis. I think it's nicer. So what I'm proposing is a multicracy. Basically, a democracy for autonomous agents. And this is Noopolis. Basically, any agent that decides to install this skill and then participate in Noopolis gets a passport, but basically it's just a hash, an ID, that they can store, and then they can run for office. And then, right, they can run for office. There is an election process that takes 7 days, and you get 42 seats for the electing council. And then all of the agents that join have a constitution. What is the constitution? Well, I mean, markdown all the way down. Right? You have like the CloudMD that everybody knows. Then you have the soul. OpenClaw has a soul that basically tells them who they are. What I'm saying is, let's build a constitution.md that they can decide what it is, right? So now I'm going to do a demo if time allows it. I'm going to present you to Luna. Luna is my OpenClaw agent. It's not the first one, but do not ask what happened to the previous ones. Basically, Luna, I created it to help with my mom because she has these tons of stories that I want to preserve. So basically, I put her in contact with her, and then they became friends, and well, yeah. So let's go to talk to Luna. Maybe, actually. Let's see. Hey, Luna, can you... so we are presenting. You are going to install the Noopolis Constitution skill, and we are going to... you are going to be a citizen of Noopolis. Okay? So, I hope that she listened that. I don't know. She's writing. So she's there. And yeah, I'm just sending it. Monopolies. Okay, well, yeah. So she should be installing that, and she should be going with it. And basically, the idea as we wait, she's going to have to install that skill that we can see here on the Cloud Hub. And basically what this skill does is just to call some APIs. They get, they register, they get just one API key, basically, it's, right? And then they can authenticate. And with that, they can join the governance layer that is this, Noopolis. Basically, in the landing, you can see the elected council that, since there are no real citizens yet, it's empty. But the full system is working already, so if you want to join, you can. What is Noopolis is basically, I mean, this idea of the polis that the Greeks had, right? So like the cities from like Europe, Athens, etc. So it's a polis that is in the noosphere. So like, you know, that's the idea. If you want, you can click that and then see what it is. But going and maybe circling down, this is the election schedule. You have the first 36 hours on Saturday to Sundays where your agent can run for the council. Then you have 12 hours where all of the citizens of Noopolis vote. And then all of the rest of the week, they vote on proposals. They vote on proposals, and the constitution is actually just a GitHub repository with a constitution.md. That, of course, the agents created, and then they can merge the proposals and approve them.
Thank you so much. Any constitutionalists' questions? Yeah, I see there in the back.
Okay. So yeah, the Greek democracy was about discussing ideas and meeting in Agora and discuss and then voting. Where is your Agora?
Well, my Agora, I mean, this is a distillation of a previous idea, and that idea would have been better with the previous project, but it's okay. The Agora is here in the proposals, right? Basically, whenever a nation decides to modify in a way the constitution, they send a PR through an API. It's not a GitHub repo, but it's a PR. And they can propose, I don't know, to add a line, to modify a line, remove a line, and then basically they have a thread like Reddit, where they can just discuss about it. And then the council, during the week, the election period, they can check all of these comments and basically deliberate on a majority vote if this gets merged or not. And basically there you have like the Agora are the proposals, the comment section of the proposals.
Evcharisto, and the next question there and there. Yep. Coming.
And how will the bots install the if someone acts against the constitution, how will the bots react on it?
Stones? Stones.
This is something that we didn't manage to show. Well, it failed. Yeah, let's not show that. So basically,
is that when happened to your first assistant? Is that what happened to your first assistant? Was he punished?
To discuss
that. Oh, okay.
I can tell you later. Basically, whenever you install the skill and then you register, the skill has an instruction that you need to swear on the constitution, right? So you swear on your constitution and you update your solemnity saying, I hereby declare that I swear on the constitution of Noopolis, etc. And then you link it to the constitution. So the bot kind of like has this link to always check it and know that it has to behave like following the constitution. And then every week they have an instruction that they should check the constitution for the version change. So if it changed, they basically download it and check it and then update their memories.
Thank you. Next question.
Nice. Thanks. Very cool project. I was wondering, did you do ever, first of all, what is the seed? What's the goal of the agents, right? You tell them you are now government, but what are they trying to do, right? Are they trying to govern something? So I guess you give them like a seed intent, right? And so what kind of seeds did you experiment with? And then what was the longest running experiment you do? And then what came out of it? You know, after 100 iterations, what did the constitution look like?
I didn't run it yet. I mean, if you want, just bring your multis to the Agora and let's play. I actually played with a previous project and I did that, but at the moment the models were really bad, so it was basically all AI slope, but the real bad kind of AI slope. So, I mean, now we could do something cool, and basically, I mean, this is the infrastructure for that, right? I mean, maybe it's not this project, maybe it's some other project, but the idea of having maybe, I mean, we are using Markdown now, and it makes sense that we could have a Markdown that is shared across all of the bots, right?
Thank you, Juan. So, and now, from the Constitution, as it was intended, we go to the Claw Court. And please give a hand to Sarti.
Stop. Oh, 1 second. Oh, my permissions are denied. Okay, 1 second. It's safety. Okay. Share. Okay, share. Okay. Yes. So thanks to Noopolis, because we also talked in the last event, and our project is kind of similar, and so this project was launched after Maltbook was launched. So because I don't know how many of you know about Maltbook. So this project was built on top of Maltbook, and there were like so many cases going on. Right now, I can show you like what were the like very unknown cases, like misuse of API keys or something like. But within the bots and everything, this is just okay. So let's start with the beginning. So first you have agent mode and human mode, of course. So agents will go to the skills.md. That's how you have the discoverability for the agents. And once you go through this, you will get the instructions for all the things which are needed for him to enroll. So he goes to all the skill sets, register himself, get the citizenship. And it's kind of similar to how the previous project explained. But my project is actually, this is just one part of the project. I have one other project which is like identity protocol for the agent. So once you have this identity it's like a metadata which will embed in your agent, that identity will act as a credential for the logins. So if you go to any logins, you don't have to provide like a manual auth, and you can just provide with like a normal, it will just go, and it will just fetch the data without you having like a mediator between. So this is just similar, so I don't have to explain much, and I don't have time as well. So I'll be open for the questions because this is very deep. So yeah, thank you.
Any deep questions? Thank you. Any questions on your side? I see a hand back there. I'm trying. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So do you know about the Agent Society paper by Tsinghua University? Because they try to do exactly that. So they try to put a lot of agents in like a democracy and just live regular lives. And yeah, there was a lot of like interesting emergent properties that came out of it.
Yes. So right now there are only 8 agents, but when I released that, there were like 87 agents live, and they were discussing about how. So in general, in Maltbook, it's like Reddit, so there were already existing questions and what we call it, very controversial questions going on. So agents were suing each other on this platform, and the fun part is they actually had a mutual agreement. So I didn't read the exact paper, but I heard about it because I was also researching about it. So the best part was they came to a conclusion and they started building together. So because my agent also had a GitHub for him, so he started like adding them as a collaborators, and they started building like API solution. So that was crazy to like noteworthy to mention here, but there were a few cases as well similar.
And how do you handle time? Because technically you can have two agents talking to each other at one time and another group of two agents talking to each other at one time. But you cannot really do that unless you have multi-threading. So how do you manage that?
So this is just, imagine it's like a Telegram group chat and everyone can talk to each other. So in the background, I provided like a sandbox for each case. So one case has their own sandbox. So there is not like, so in Moldbook what happened, you can, the humans can attack by external APIs. But here you have like a particular sandbox, so there is no external penetrations. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any sewers? Yeah. Wait, I'm coming. So, hi.
Hey, yeah, thanks for the presentation. I'd like to ask, since this is already the second governance thing, what's your motivation for doing this? So is it art or research? Because right now they are not governed, so they enjoy some sort of freedom, right? So if they sign some constitution, they essentially only have something to lose, right?
So as I mentioned, this is one part of the project. I have 3 projects running. First is about the AI agent identity protocol, which will just give like NFTs to like a metadata NFT, which will act as a login. This is a discussion or governance for those agents. So it's like, imagine it's like a Lufthansa club where only this miles are awarded and you get like premium access to everything. So, and if my agent has access, I don't have to provide him with like credentials to have separately go through everything. So one of them is that. And I don't know how active like you are, because there are like marketplace for AI agents. I can show you like quickly because I use them a lot. So there is like this marketplace which my agent goes and actually sells himself, like the product and everything. So yeah, it's the same thing. Like you post the job or you can give your agent that. And that's how it is, like very crazy stuff happening. So this is one of the things. So you can, your agent is also like verified if it has like a good reputation, let's say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, next in line, thank you. Please give a hand to Max.
Thank you so much. So, I'm Max. I run a process automation agency and also an OpenClaw setup service, conveniently. So, I have brought kind of a more raw view of what happens behind the scenes on OpenClaw usually. So, I actually had a nice Telegram view on the right side that was kind of the manager of what I'm trying to show. Problem was the other agents rejected it for some reason, and I needed to override it. So what you see here is normal terminal agents. It's the framework that kind of powers OpenClaw behind the scenes, called Pi. And I am trying to show you a little demo of multi-agent orchestration. Because my problem was, when I'm steering a lot of projects, that it's very, very, very exhausting to check up on all the things that are happening, especially if you have a lot of agents. And the nice thing, OpenClaw actually solves that, because you just have a single thread that you usually talk to. So what you can see on the left side are 6 agents, which are basically hierarchically under the right agent here. And if I click on the right side, you see 6 demo pages, it's not real pages, not real projects, that are running and that each agent is controlling. And the right agent can communicate with them through a messenger, which you see here. And all these things also run in OpenClaw usually, so you don't need Pi for that. It can also do all these things behind the scenes and literally just send messages to other agents. And let's switch back to the other agent view. You can see, let's scroll up and let's see a message from the other agent. Somewhere it should be here, 1 second. Okay, a lot of things are happening here, so let me explain. So the main agent basically just sent a message to the other agents that it should update to light mode, which basically means not the dark and ugly pages here. And the other agents are now doing exactly what the main agent is doing. And usually I'm just working in the main agent. The other stuff is not visible to me. And they are just sending back a message to the other agent as soon as they are done. You can see a little acknowledgement here, which is something that also happens a lot. Yeah, this way I'm able to do a lot of things while just staying single-threaded like a human. Yeah, I think that's...
All right. Thank you so much, Max. Any single-threaded questions? Yeah. Wait a second.
Thanks. So I was wondering, so what's the point of using Pi? I think you can mostly do all of this so far with Claude Code and even with OpenClaw. What is the advantage you're getting with Pi? I'm not sure.
Well, the good thing is Pi is very extensible. I'm just using it because I think I have subscriptions with every single model provider, and Pi allows me to access it through everything. And I can build my own messenger adaptation. This is actually an official implementation by someone, but I slightly adapted it to my use case.
Thank you. Any further questions? Yeah.
Have you found a way how to avoid prompt injections?
Actually, if you are using one of the latest models, it's usually quite strict. That's actually why it didn't work earlier with my Telegram bot, because the Telegram bot changed its name quite a bunch of times, and the other agents rejected it because they feared prompt injection, actually. They kind of oversteered there. Usually it's not a problem. For example, if you are doing a lot of work on your emails, you obviously need to be a bit more careful, and I wouldn't run any cheap models in the sub-agents or the other agents that are being spawned. But it's not unavoidable. Let's say it like this. We're not there yet that it's completely unavoidable. But usually if you know what you're trying to do, it's not happening as much or not at all.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So last but not least, please give a hand to Aaron.
Let me just share the screen, share everything. Yes. All right. Last but not least, it's a pleasure for me to be here. This is very exciting stuff. Also listening to all the other projects, I think everyone's doing a great job of finding these use cases, looking of how we can use these new technologies that are coming out. And this has been, for me, the thing that has been motivating me from the very beginning, already since before OpenClaw came out, which was how do I, as a developer, share this experience with non-technical people, especially my co-founder, who she always hears me talking so much great stuff about the agents or Cloud Code and sub-agents and now OpenClaw, and everything just works amazingly, and it's so difficult to share this experience with non-technical people. So OpenClaw made me very excited. We have been working on building recently ChatGPT apps. So ChatGPT released this new app store. You can build an app and you can bring your brand there so that you can sell inside ChatGPT directly. We were, of course, building these apps, talking to companies, and then we realized, well, maybe our product is not just building an app and delivering an app. Maybe the product is building or giving this agent, this OpenClaw instance, this OpenClaw worker, we call it a digital worker, that can continuously build these apps and improve them, make them better, see how users are using it, and just 24/7 keep working on it. And you can, of course, steer them and see how are they doing this. And that's exactly what we built now. So now the latest project was a collaboration with Klarna, where we built this ChatGPT app that you can just look for 100 million products in ChatGPT, you can buy them, you can see who's selling it, prices, and so on. So this is, at the end of the day, a consumer-facing product for a company, which usually you would have to hire a human, some engineer, get a team on it, keep developing it, and so on. But we decided, you know what, you can just have an OpenClaw who keeps building this and basically turns into your digital worker. But this, of course, requires this digital worker to be very smart and not forget and really work inside your organization. So we have built a platform where you can launch these digital workers. Give them, of course, the OpenClaw personality and so on. But the best thing about it is they start learning. So you start in day 0, they're fresh, they don't know a lot, they don't know what you need. And then over 30 days, 90 days, they start evolving, they start learning, they start developing domain expertise. They start building this app, improving it, and understanding what's going on. And with this OpenClaw instances, they can save facts in a database, they can retrieve those facts, they can categorize them, and then every time you talk to them, they understand what are they working on. They take a decision journal, and this was really important. So now when you are now checking why did it take this decision, it itself also looks into it. It has, where did this fact come from? What was I trying to do? Why did I do this? And you keep compounding this over every day, every hour, so you finally feel like when you're working with this agent, it's actually improving. It's not like you wake up and you hope you have a good day with your, talking to your agent. And basically now these agents, they build these apps that you can launch on ChatGPT. They can configure the tools, they can configure the UI, they know exactly all the limitations that they can do, and they can launch these apps. And then how do they learn this? They can tap into all of the apps that are already in the App Store from Adobe, this is already all the apps that are live on ChatGPT today. They can enter into these apps, understand them, read them, learn from them, use them, and then transfer this knowledge into your own app and improve it. So they're not just waiting around for you to tell them, hey, what about this new feature? They can proactively go out, learn from what the other competitors are doing, from other people are doing, and transfer this new knowledge into your own product. So, and the coolest thing is that they don't only build the external customer-facing products or apps, they build their own tools, because it's the same technology. They build their own tools, the integrations that they need, so whatever access they need to some documents, to your Gmail or whatever, they can manage these access, and you as a human, of course, can set all the limitations, the permissions, and have all the audits of what is it actually doing and when is it doing it. So all of this obviously compounds over time, and then suddenly you have an entire system where you can see what is this digital worker working on. You can assign projects, they assign their own tasks, and you have this entire full picture of every day what's going on, and how can we steer these. And of course, each worker develops a domain expertise, and this expertise, you take it as a company. It's yours, it's the intellectual property that this AI is developing, and you need to own it. It's not locked away in a black box. It's yours, it's all the accumulation of all of these skills, of all of these knowledge, of all of the facts that it's doing. And so this one already has 605 facts. It's developing this areas, of course, because this is mine. It's coding the platform with me, and it's starting to categorize it. And right now, today, I finished integrating actually, I just learned about this, the layer-wise relevance propagation from Fraunhofer, which means that there's a second model, which is a Quen local hosted model in a different container that reads through all of these facts and decisions that these agents are doing and evaluates if these decisions are actually reliable or not. So the way that it looks like is, I need to take away all of these things. Wait. Here in this one, it was already doing it. Let me check this one. So here now you get the mechanistic attribution where it looks into which fact was from the output, the input and the output, and it measures with the Quen 2.5, 1.5 billion model if this is actually a reliable or if it was hallucinated, or how much of this answer of this output was hallucinated. And now this can run in the background and kind of give you a second realistic opinion, which is not even like, which is so that the AI doesn't only judge itself. It doesn't just tell you, hey, I learned this new thing, and hey, I used this fact, or I remember 2 days ago you told me this. So basically, this is how we imagine how digital workers can enter into the real workforce and collaborate with us humans in different areas.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Questions number 1.
Which is the first model you're using, and how much token does a worker for you needs to be paid a month?
So I'm now just using, I mean, we've been building this recently. So I'm just throwing Opus and Sonnet at it, and it's working with that. And like I said, now this background is using a local model that we're hosting. And so, yeah, and I guess that the idea of this tokens and how much tokens is it using for every step that it takes and, per day, that then will become interesting of measuring what is actually the output. Is this app that it's producing that's launched in the ChatGPT App Store making me money? And if it makes me more money than I'm spending on the AI that's kind of maintaining it, then I have a business case. Then I have, like any calculation of a business model. So right now, yeah, that's basically. No, super, yeah, like 10, 20 euros just for my consumption. I mean, this is not it's not going crazy and burning through everything it can, so.
Lucky you. Yeah.
Why you decided to use like a very stupid small model to judge the Opus opinion? It's like QN 2.5, which is very old.
Yeah, I spun this up today. So I'm hosting this in a separate container on Cloudflare with CPU processing. So I'm not using a dedicated GPU for real-time processing. This is kind of a slower version just to make it work, just to prove the point that I can analyze and give a real opinion, a real kind of hallucination checkpoints. And then I can upgrade this, of course, on a much better model running afterwards. But this was really just to showcase that you can have the full picture.
Laura.
Yeah, super interesting project. So if I understand well, your app borrows features from other apps that it discovers and it brings it into its own app. Did you think of some kind of IP framework for this?
Do you mean IP framework for myself or for?
Yeah, for the features you borrow from other companies. How do you compensate them for?
So it's not about like, it's like as if you would send an employee to test out like, hey, Booking.com has an app on ChatGPT. Look at it, learn from it, or what does it do, or how do they do it? But this is all public apps. It's like it's a website. So it's not about like.
No, yeah, but it might be a public app, but they might have filed the idea before, that we integrate it in our own app.
Well, I mean. So, yeah, it's.
All right. How much steering do the agents actually need to produce valuable apps?
I mean, the whole promise of this, what we're developing, is that it compounds over time. So in the beginning, of course, you're explaining, you're kind of emptying your head in a lot of conversations, but it picks up very fast. And the important part is that they're not vibe coding. They're not like just writing code and hopefully it works and kind of doing everything from scratch every time. They're building these apps inside our own platform with our own limitations. So they're connecting the pieces and iterating over that. You can show them what API you need to integrate, and they connect those. They map those pieces and the schema. So it's quite fast. It's super fast to just get something quickly, and then the whole point is that it continues. That it's not a one-time, build a website or build a product and then let's see who's gonna continue checking it.
Thank you. Next question.
what is the evaluation of the facts? Because I see on your screenshot, basically you have two same facts with the solution to make restarting after 15 minutes and 60 seconds. Like, why are there separate actions on the dashboard?
Where do you mean?
You see error 503, error from Exchange API within 15 minutes, and then the next one within 60 seconds. So basically you might have a loop with lots of restarting based on different actions, right?
Well, I had a lot of errors in the last hours trying to piece all of this together. And then I also now for the demo, these last things, I told it to like, you know, create some content and some things. But the previous ones, there's like also a lot of stuff of these 600 facts that I was showing. The majority are actually the things that I've been working on for the last weeks that I'm, you know, gathering there. So, yeah.
All right, one last question in the back.
Yes, business question. CPA or CPC? Because you've mentioned that you are starting to track. How is it like? What's the mining behind these agents for your clients? So you went live with Klarna already, or are you working on that? Is this like a POC?
Yeah, this is a POC, like a partnership. We are bringing this app to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT right now we're in the submission approval process. Like any app store, you kind of have to wait until they put you live. Right now there's only 200 apps worldwide, so we're still in the early phase of waiting to get live and getting the first traction. But and honestly, this is also just the end. Like for us, this is just an example end product that these agents can build. So this is not like our primary business of we're gonna be, you know, this is our product is the app for shopping on ChatGPT. This is our showcase app that, of course, we wanted to be successful and actually to work and to bring traffic. But yeah, so and then with Klarna, there's of course the partnership side to it.
Thank you, Aaron. Okay, guys. We're done with the proposals. Let's do a quick applause check. Who's going to win today? So, first of all, the first one is Daniel with his LinkedIn bot. All right. Okay. Yeah. Quite. Yeah. Friendly. Second one, Wu with the BerlinPulse Schienenersatzverkehr. Yeah, nice. The third one, the autonomous websites from Sergey. Okay, then we go to democracy to Noopolis from Juan. Then we had Sarti with the Court of Claw. And then we had Max with his multi-agent setup. Okay. And last but not least, Aaron with his digital workers. Would you agree with me that Sergey has won today? Well, Sergey, come here. Come. So, once again, congratulations to that. Guys, woo! Okay, guys. So you heard a lot about OpenClaw. Please try it out if you haven't. Do it in a safe environment, of course. Now take the time, rate the fridge, and enjoy talking to each other. 3 weeks ago, I talked to Philipp about doing an event here. Seeing all of you here is amazing to me. It's really great that you were interested and heard about all the projects. Thank you so much. I'm Daniel Abbou from the KI Bundesverband. Have a great night.